Hello, this is Brygg Ullmer sharing a few updates on hardware and maker progress toward both a spring 2021 Clemson class, CPSC 4820 and 6820, tangible and embodied interaction, as well as an NSF Major Research Instrumentation grant, ANODIA, for which this work has been co-developed. The class 4820-6820 is offered both in online and hybrid form, and also both synchronously and asynchronously. All hardware with one exception, and that is the $5 or $15, depending upon your choice of flavor, Raspberry Pi itself, is provided either in mailed or pickup form, or or and or virtual form with Blender with simulated lighting. The book for release by ACM this spring is also provided. This uses a triptych of paper and physical displays and a workspace. We'll be providing some examples of that here in terms of NSF Clemson research activities. Here you're seeing some of the small physical objects, the tangibles, representing different types of web of things data. So objects representing people, places, things you're seeing as these hexagonal tokens, and the hardware that records and makes them accessible. Here you're seeing it as viewed in Blender, the free rendering software that we'll be using with Python programming. Here are some different skins, sometimes visual skins, sometimes physical skins, like the representation of the endonuclease that you see here. But here you're actually beginning to see, as of 2 a.m. last night, some of the hardware versions that we've made for class. We had 11-part versions. We've reduced that down to 2 or 3-part versions so that we can get this out in the world. A $3 RFID reader, the $5 Raspberry Pi, and the ring of LEDs that illuminates and brings that to life. Here you're seeing it just with those 2 boards. You're seeing the back side, the Raspberry Pi, the Linux-based machine on the back. $5 is the base form, $15 if you want Wi-Fi login. But here's another version where there's an e-paper display, which really increases the expressive possibility of this piece of hardware. We spend the first half of the semester getting to know, both virtually and physically, this duo of these hexagonal tokens and this reader-mediator device. We explore how that relates to physical fabrication, the Internet of Things, cyber-physical systems, the sorts of intersections that you see represented here. And then we take the second half of the semester to put that into more interesting and ambitious systems. Here, a sort of solar-mediated bench where we can actively control sunlight as a display medium, both in the McAdams context you saw there, as well as in an Austrian collaboration context. Here, a full self-enclosure, both for fabrication, mediation, shelter, other sorts of purposes that we're showing in envisioned deployments outside of the Watt Center. And finally, within that shelter on the left side, you're seeing some actuated arrays of these hexagonal tokens developed by Seated Die, a student in spring 2020 class with several teammates, as well as several other contexts, like with a $100 Amazon Fire device. So looking forward to collaborating with you, perhaps in the class, perhaps in the MRI, or perhaps in other contexts. And please feel free to reach out if you have any questions, including prereqs or other dimensions relating to the course. Thanks again, and looking forward.